Task get through the end of March here now with the Terps on the shelf and the Ravens making all their free agency moves. The Orioles coming north off the World Baseball Classic. But we've had soccer around here as well. This guy has joined us, as has his coach, Dennison Cabral. I actually was looking through some old videos of Dennison and I promoting the 2010 World Cup together. The Heat gave the Blast all they could stand. He's our pal. He also runs Fremont Mortgage Funding at Fremont.com out there on the internet. One of our great sponsors helping us with all the things we do with our Give a Spit swabbings, including Barry Trotz this week out in his neck of the woods in Carroll County. We welcome our defending champion, Carl Delmont, back on to talk some Harrisburg Eats, some Baltimore Blast, and some league soccer issues. Good time for soccer, right? I mean, you guys in the Blast went at it pretty good 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, our team was one win last year. I think 3 wins the past 2 years. Hasn't been to playoffs since I think 2000. Hasn't won a playoff game since 1999. And we took over in June, and boom, next thing you know, we're in the playoffs, facing the defending champions, and we ended up winning the first game in Baltimore. That was the first playoff win in 17 years. That was pretty cool. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for us at home. The Blast were able to use their experience and skill and take the deciding 2 games. So they're off to the next round, and we're looking at next season. But still, a heck of a turnaround, and I really can't look at it and say I'm disappointed whatsoever. I mean, no one expected us to be there but us. And once we got there, it was like a second season, so we just kind of went in it. And I told the guys, look, it's house money. Go out and have fun. And if we keep going advancing, so be it. If we don't, it's a great learning experience. So take the pressure off.
Well, the other part of this is obviously I've known you since before you bought into soccer. You've been playing. We've always talked about soccer. We talked about the World Cup a couple years ago, long before you even thought about getting involved in the way that you've gotten involved. And it really came from your love of the sport, but also your fandom of the Blast. I noticed that your team got eliminated, but you were at the Blast game the other night, right?
Oh, yeah. I told Danny Kelly right after they beat us. I saw him in the hallway after the game, and I said, Coach, he's like, hey, what's up, Carl? I said, I'm a Blast fan now. He started laughing. So, they're still my second favorite team. I've been a Blast fan since the 80s. My wife introduced me to them, and when this opportunity came up, you got to go where your wallet is. So, now I'm definitely a Heat fan, but when the Heat aren't playing, Blast are my next team.
Well, tell me a little bit about the Blast and a little bit about the league and where the league's headed as well. I know you're involved in that. You jumped into this thing last year, made a nice, really nice entree into this thing with a team that could still be playing right now, could easily, a goal here, goal there. Certainly going into that third game you guys played, you could be playing right now, but that's how close you are. That speaks volumes for what you guys have done and what Dennison's done up there in Harrisburg.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we make a couple tweaks this off season and, fill a couple spots where we were weaker. And I think, we're going to be formidable for years to come. And, I think the league sees that. We've done a lot of good things. I've had a couple of the owners call me and ask me, about our marketing ideas, some of the things we're doing. And that's always nice. The league's put me on a couple committees. They asked my, advice on those things. So, all those things are very complimentary, and it's good to be involved. But I'm really excited about the league. We have a new commissioner started this past season, Josh. He's doing a great job. We have John Raymond, who he's part of the front office with the league, and he actually lives in Baltimore. He was at our game and the Blast game this past weekend. And, another good guy, he's been involved in soccer his whole life. His family's actually minor owners of the Syracuse franchise. So, he's been from the inside and out. And I think there's been a lot of good changes made. We're in talks now with a lot of cities that want to start doing teams, investors in those cities that want to bring teams in. So I think the league's going to expand. We'll have, if all things go forth as planned, and it looks like it should, we'll have 2 divisions. We'll have a minor division, which will be the MASL2, which will be the smaller venue teams, and there'll be almost like a farm system for the first division, which will be us. So I think that'll be good. And, there's even talk of maybe expanding the season, which I'm not sure that's wise just yet. I think maybe we hold off a couple of years on that, but we'll decide about the owners' meetings in June. So, but right now, I think it's great. The franchise fee to get in has gone up because of demand. We're actually being pretty particular about who we bring in, and we're being a little particular about some of the people here now that maybe aren't the best owners, and maybe we need to purge them from the thing altogether. So I think there's a lot of good things that are going to happen. And one thing I've learned, Lester, is that even before I got involved with the Heat, just taking friends to Blast games, oh, soccer, man, it's like the old meme, if I want to watch my friends not score for 90 minutes, I'll take them to a bar. Outdoor soccer, it's chess, on grass. It's really, really cool, but not everyone gets it. Americans don't like it because there's no timeouts. It's hard to get commercials in there, all those other things. But for the purists, it's a beautiful game. Indoor soccer, it's like outdoor soccer on, I don't know, Ritalin or something. It just makes people crazy. It's fast. It's everything. But I've yet to meet anyone who's told me they don't like soccer and take them to an indoor game who didn't tell me, like, wow, this is pretty cool. And that's one of the things I did. From that experience with the Blast, taking my friends and others there, I started walking around our games at the Heat with tickets and seeing families like, hey, you enjoying yourself? Absolutely. Have you been to a game before? Nope, this is our first time. What do you think? I loved it. I'm like, would you come back? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, here's a few tickets. Come back on me. And they're so excited that what they do is they go and get friends and bring their friends back because I just subsidized their next thing, and then their friends get addicted. So that's what you need to do. You need to expose people to the sport, and I believe that most people who see it will like it. Are they going to go to every game? Probably not. But not everyone goes to every Orioles game. Ravens a little bit different story. But
you and I have been going to indoor soccer games for 40 years. It doesn't look funny to me. I mean, I was watching the Blast play in 1980, right? I mean, so I don't think it's weird for either one of us. I think maybe in Harrisburg, some people that had drifted away, because that franchise did well 20 years ago. I went up there and saw some pretty big games with the Spirit and then the Blast, that you've taken that thing over to get it where it is. But, part of this also is the Blast has ripples everywhere, and you're one of those ripples. I mean, you're a guy that was at the Blast. They're playing great soccer. They're going to play to move on Tuesday night out in Milwaukee, right? And Milwaukee's the real nemesis and has been for a couple of decades for everybody in the league, right?
Oh, they're a great team, and not only that, but they're peaking at the right time. They really started playing well. We got lucky and faced them early in the season, our second home game, and we beat them. And that was a bit of an upset. That's when I think people started realizing, wow, maybe Harrisburg could be good this year. And because Milwaukee didn't lose too many games, and look where they are now. They're ready to hopefully get into the play for the championship for their fans, and of course the Blast are hoping to win and play for their fans. But that's a very, very solid team, and they've been good for a very long time.
I saw you put that picture up of you and Ed Hale before the game. Good sportsmanship going on there. Not all owners get along, Carl.
Yeah, I joked to him. I say that was kind of weird, because he and we talk quite often. We'll go to breakfast or lunch and just talk about a lot of different things. And that was the first game he came to up in Harrisburg, and when he told me probably like 20 years. But he found me, and so actually Jonathan Raymond, the guy from the league, was right there. So he's like, I got to get this picture. So someone threw us a ball, and we just posed, and it just came out perfect. And I told him afterwards, that was so cool because he'll tell me, like, what he thinks of other owners, and that he goes on the air and tells people what he thinks of other owners. But I tell him it's kind of weird. Like, I think if he and I tried to act like there was this rivalry and this nastiness, we hate each other, no one would buy it. I told him, no one's ever going to believe that stuff. I said, let's just be ourselves, and I think your fans know that I like you and you like me, and the fact that it's only like 75 miles, we have a good amount of their Blast fans that come to our games, and we're starting to see some Heat fans come to their games, which is a good thing too. I think it helps both franchises and it helps the league to have two strong teams. Because honestly, if you're a Blast fan, do you really want the Harrisburg team for the past 4 years where, they're lucky to score one goal a game? I mean, that's not fun for anybody to watch or play.
Everyone wants a competitive sport, that's the thing that's made the NFL what it is that they have a salary cap and everybody's spending it. Everybody has there's a level playing field, and you have competitive. Any game that's not competitive is no fun to watch. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And clearly, I think that was one of your concerns coming in is, hey, we need to be competitive at least. And I think you were more than that. The Blast defeated the Wave 8-7. They will play on Tuesday night. Kickoffs at 7:35. You can watch those games on the internet. By the way, Carl, that's how I watched your Game 2 and Game 3 out on YouTube, and anybody that follows along on Facebook or Twitter knows that I was sharing all of that. But we also know you from Fremont Mortgage and all the work you've done here with us in our partnership and all the things we do for There Goes My Hero as well. Fed raised rates, right? So, off the soccer beat and onto the business beat, this affects a lot of people, right? A lot of things.
Yeah, it was expected. There was pretty much 100% consensus that Janet Yellen and the Fed governors would raise rates last week, and really when they start raising rates, it usually means that they feel the economy is strengthening or strong. And one thing I take from it I like is the fact that she did have a little bit of caution in her voice. While she did say that she expects 2 more increases this year, she gave herself a little wiggle room because there are some signs of where maybe parts of the economy are doing strong. If you look at the last 2 jobs reports, the headline numbers were fantastic. But when we look down deep, average hours worked actually went down. Wage growth really isn't that phenomenal. And there's still about 8 million people who are working multiple jobs, 2 or 3 jobs. Take that stat, along with the fact that consumer debt, credit cards, everything else, is now to pre-crisis levels, pre-2008 levels. Now, delinquencies aren't quite there yet. So take the fact that people are working 2 or 3 jobs and having all this household debt. You start wondering, is that a way that people are subsidizing their lifestyle right now? Because, kids graduating have student loan debt that's equal to a mortgage payment. To healthcare, a lot of that, why it's helping a lot of people, there are a lot of people who are complaining that it's eating up a big chunk of their budget. And I think there's a lot of things that are dragging on the economy that I don't think we're going to see, number one, with a bullet and the economy take off. I think it's going to be a struggle with some things going on there. There was one Fed governor who dissented for a couple of reasons, some of what I just said, and also because he wasn't really concerned about inflation. And when you're looking at oil right now, that has gone down a little bit, and some people think oil is going to be in this range for quite a while. That should help with inflationary concerns. Although when you're looking at food and healthcare costs, those things are definitely going up. So all in all, if you have a home equity line or a credit card, you're going to see in your next statement an increase because the Fed raised rates, which in turn affects prime. Mortgage rates really aren't affected by Fed action. Markets actually already had it built in, which is why mortgage rates improved a little bit. But definitely a home equity line, credit card, anything tied to prime, you're going to see a little bit increase there. We're seeing some people call us who want to refinance, consolidate all their bills, and lock in the low fixed rate. And like I said, fixed rates are still pretty good right now. So the other thing to worry about is while interest rates are low, banks are paying hardly anything on your savings account. As the Fed raises rates, that's going to increase the cost and other things. That disparity could actually hurt, especially people, seniors who are trying to save.
He is Carl Delmont. He has a wealth of information available up on their website at Fremont.com. You can also call them 800-955-8508. That's sort of his prime business, but he's been in a soccer business the last year as the owner of the Harrisburg Heat, who lost to the Blast last week, but we're all Blast fans around here at this point. If you want to learn more about Fremont, purchase a home, refinance a home, loan options, educating homeowners, and the always valuable and interesting and educational Fremont Mortgage U is up on the website for you. You going to give him the little number, Carl, so I don't have to do it?
Sure. They can call us 800-955-8508 or check out our website at Fremont, FREEDMONT.com, and MLS number 1067, equal housing lender. And like we always say, don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender. If you're going to issue a pre-approval and try to make an offer in a house, trust me on this one. You want a local lender that's got a great reputation. We've seen instances where someone will make an offer for a little bit more money and it won't get accepted because you're using an internet lender or now the state lender. We credit and finance approve you. So we're looking at your income and your credit, not just taking your word for what you make. So this way we're giving a solid pre-approval. And when a seller and a realtor sees that, that's the one they want to accept. So everything's done locally. Give us a call, 800-955-8508.
Getting deals done out of Fremont and at Fremont.com. He is Carl Delmont of the Harrisburg Heat as well. Blast back after it on Tuesday night. Great to talk a little soccer, get a little finance there, help you guys out as we're always giving those tips. That's what we do here with Fremont Mortgage. They sponsor all of our events, including Monday night at Greenmount Station out at Hampstead, Carroll County with the lightly fried crab cakes. That's just the way I like them. Some green beans and mashed potatoes and gravy. That'll set me up nice. Head coach Barry Trotz, you can hear that in the Bahia Toyota Audio Vault as well. I am Nestor. We are WNST.net AM 1570 and WNST Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.